Hi, welcome to this video deco, which is all about best Forex education. Now, in terms of the best education any trader can get, be it a beginner or an experienced trader, is to learn from the best traders of all time. Now, in terms of this video, I'm just going to list out books that cover just about every great trader there has ever been. Now, the books themselves will not cost that much money, probably about $80 or less on Amazon. But yeah, it's a fantastic investment, in my view, in terms of your Forex education. Now, in terms of the book, some of them might already be familiar to traders watching this video. Many may not, though. I'm just going to go through my full list, and then obviously you can find out more about them on Amazon if you wish to get them. But yeah, for me, these books have not only been helpful in terms of my strategies that I use and my mindset, but also they're very motivational and inspirational as well. So let's start off with the first books that I'd recommend, and they're all by one author. There's three of them. I think you can get them as a kind of box set. They're the Market Wizards series of books by Jack Schwager. So Market Wizards, New Market Wizards, and the Hedge Fund Market Wizards. They're really all the same format. Basically, Schwager does interviews with the best traders around, and yeah, they're all different, in terms of long-term traders, short-term traders. There might be technical traders or using the fundamentals. You'll learn a lot of tips in terms of strategy, psychology, and mindset, and so forth. These books are just so highly rated. Every trader I know who's successful has read the books and would rate them highly, and they get critical acclaim as well. Now, in terms of my next book, it is going to be The House of Money by Steve Dromby. Now, in terms of The House of Money, it's very similar in format to the Market Wizards series, but Steve Dromby's books are later, so they cover traders that are more recent. And also, in terms of the book, gives you a real insight in terms of how the best hedge funds trade. It gives a history of the hedge fund industry as well. It's fantastic interviews in the book. There's one standout interview, and it's from a trader I never heard of until I read the book. It's by a guy called Jim Leitner. And I think the interview itself is a really long one. It's about 50 pages of the book, but I picked up so many tips from that interview. It's worth the price of the book alone for the interview, okay, that one interview, but the whole book is pretty superb in my view. Now, in terms of another Steve Dromby book I'd recommend is The Invisible Hands, which is basically interviews again with hedge fund managers and how they coped with the 2008 financial crisis. And I think in terms of this book, it's fantastic in terms of getting tips to smooth your equity curve. I mean, the books have got insight into strategy, psychology as well. But yeah, in terms of minimizing your drawdown and then maximizing your profit on the other side, there's a huge amount of tips, which many of them I hadn't thought of until I read the book. So another superb book by Steve Dromby. My next book will be one I think is familiar to most traders, Reminiscences of a Stock Operator. It's the story of Jesse Livermore, written by Edwin Lefebvre. I actually don't think he was one of the greatest traders of all time. He did make a lot of money, but he gave it all back. But why the book is so good is it teaches you what not to do and how difficult it is for most traders to maintain the right psychology, which Livermore was very conscious of. The actual quotes in the book, the story, I just think it's fantastic. Now, my next book is going to be Methods of a Wall Street Master by Victor Spirandio. This book is over 30 years old. People are still buying it on Amazon, still giving it 5 stars because it's really just such fantastic info. Bit of everything in the book, psychology and mindset, obviously. He talks about his strategies, how the economy works. And I think in terms of the book, for technical traders, go and read how he applies Dow theory, because that's the right way to do technical analysis. And I actually picked up a fantastic mindset tip, which I'd never thought of before I read the book, which is using anchoring in terms of your mindset to make you disciplined. It works. It makes you disciplined instantly. Great read. Again, next book, what do we have? We'll have A Man for All Markets by Ed Thorpe. He's one of my favourite traders. He's one of the greatest traders of all time, just so consistent. Technical trader. You learn a lot about how to apply technical strategies, how volatility is so important, money management, risk management in great detail. Also, in terms of Thorpe, he was a successful blackjack player in Vegas. He was banned because he was so successful. He wrote a very very famous book called Beat the Dealer. He actually used his knowledge of probabilities and risk management to go from the casinos of Vegas and clean up on Wall Street. It's fascinating read. And it also covers the history of modern financial markets because Thorpe was trading for a long time. So I really like that book. Next book is going to be The Alchemy of Finance by George Soros. It can be a heavy read at times, but it really is fantastic in describing Soros's philosophy of trading. We mention it frequently in videos. We're massive fans of his theory of reflexivity and looking out for the anticipation of traders. A true trading legend, and I've got to have that book on my list. Last book I'm going to finish up with is 100 Minds That Made the Market by Ken Fisher. And Fisher actually said he wrote this book as a little bit of entertainment about some of the great traders of old. So your Jesse Livermores, all those people that were at the forefront of trading when it really first took off. It's full of colourful stories. They're all short, okay? About 4-page synopsis of each trader, but you pick up a lot of tips in terms of strategy, mindset, etc. as well. And I discovered some traders in the book that I'd never heard of. The legendary Hetty Green. Not many people have heard of her. She made more money than Warren Buffett, and she did it in a time when women didn't even have to vote. Her strategy very, very simple, and her story really colourful as well. Other great traders from the book that I discovered were the Fisher brothers of Chicago. They actually supplied body parts to GM, but became those successful traders on Wall Street, making far more money than Jesse Livermore. Massive amount of colourful characters. They're not all traders. You'll have, it's sort of history of the early financial markets as well. So you get kind of central bankers in there and so forth. It's a wonderful read. It's one of my favourite trading books of all time. I often just read it for a bit of motivation. I quite like the way Ken Fisher writes as well. He's witty, entertaining, and it's a fantastically, it's just a fantastic book in my view. So I think those books would be my favourites. They're covering just about every top trader in terms of an interview, or obviously there's a few individual books I've just noted as well. Really good books. It won't cost you much money. Yeah, they are educational, but I just reread them regularly just for motivation and inspiration. They're the books. I hope you go and get them. But that is the video for today. Thank you very much for watching me as per usual. Take care. Have a good day.